You're lying in bed beside your partner with the door closed. The lights are off and nobody else is around. That private moment barely existed throughout most human history. For 99% of history, humans lived differently. There were no bedrooms, walls, doors, or private spaces. Entire families slept together with many others nearby. People often slept only a few feet apart nightly. Ancient privacy was almost completely different from ours. The short answer is ancient humans lacked true privacy. The longer answer becomes surprisingly fascinating and complex. Humans spent hundreds of thousands of years in tribes. Most groups contained only 15 to 50 individuals. You were constantly surrounded by familiar faces every day. People rarely experienced true solitude or personal space. Hunter-gatherer camps contained almost no separate living areas. There were no private rooms hidden behind doors. Families shared the same fire, meals, and sleeping space. Everyone witnessed daily life unfolding around the group. Conversations happened where nearly everyone could overhear them. Personal emotions were visible and understood by everyone. Even romantic relationships existed in full view of others. So, how did couples find moments of intimacy then? Anthropologists discovered several patterns among modern hunter-gatherers. The first strategy involved choosing the right timing. Most intimate moments occurred after darkness covered everything. Darkness created psychological privacy despite physical closeness nearby. People could not see clearly once night fully arrived. The second strategy involved creating distance from camp. Couples quietly moved beyond immediate campfire visibility. They never traveled too far because predators remained dangerous. Firelight provided safety against threats hiding in darkness. Even 50 feet away became nearly invisible at night. The third strategy depended entirely upon social customs. Everyone simply pretended not to notice certain things. Psychological space replaced physical space throughout ancient communities. Families developed unwritten rules respecting personal moments naturally. Think about changing clothes inside a crowded family tent. Nobody stares because everyone understands proper behavior. Ancient humans practiced similar forms of respectful ignorance. Privacy existed mostly through behavior, rather than architecture. But privacy itself may not have mattered much. Some cultures lacked even a word for privacy. Anthropologist Colin Turnbull observed this among the Mbuti. The concept of needing solitude felt unfamiliar to them. Being alone often meant danger rather than comfort. Separation from the group reduced safety and protection. For ancient humans, solitude was rarely considered a luxury. Instead, it often represented vulnerability and possible death. Now, let's discuss the ancient bathroom situation everyone wonders. Ancient humans solved bathroom needs using designated outdoor areas. People simply walked away from camp when nature called. These locations were usually chosen downwind from the camp. Afterward, they simply returned and continued daily activities. By modern standards, this arrangement offered little actual privacy. People remained visible even when performing private activities outdoors. Yet social customs prevented others from paying attention. Nobody followed, watched, or commented on another person's business. Privacy existed through collective agreement rather than physical barriers. The illusion of privacy mattered more than actual isolation. Modern public restrooms actually operate using similar social rules. Everyone knows others are nearby, but pretends otherwise. Now let's talk about sleeping arrangements in ancient communities. Humans slept together because survival depended on cooperation. Nighttime temperatures dropped dramatically after the sun disappeared. Predators became active while humans were most vulnerable. Campfires required tending throughout the night for safety. Sleeping together provided warmth, protection, and shared security. Archaeological evidence reveals how crowded sleeping spaces actually were. Ohalo, too, offers remarkable evidence from 23,000 years ago. The shelters were barely large enough for a family. Everyone slept close together with almost no personal room. Rolling over meant immediately bumping into another person nearby. This arrangement continued for tens of thousands of years. Even medieval families often slept together inside one room. Many households shared a single bed among several people. Children having separate bedrooms is surprisingly recent historically. Private sleeping spaces became common only during the 20th century. So when did privacy truly begin changing human life? The answer begins with the invention of agriculture. Farming encouraged humans to remain in one location permanently. Permanent settlements required stronger and more durable structures. For the first time, walls divided people from others. Doors allowed individuals to physically separate themselves from groups. Rooms created spaces hidden from constant observation and attention. Yet privacy remained mostly reserved for wealthy households. Most ordinary families still shared small one-room homes together. Separate bedrooms remained rare for most of recorded history. Privacy as a universal right emerged very recently indeed. Modern expectations would seem unusual to most ancient humans. Many probably would not have desired isolation at all. Psychologist Erich Fromm connected privacy needs with individualism. Group-centered societies viewed identity differently than modern cultures do. Personal identity was deeply connected to the surrounding tribe. Being alone often felt uncomfortable rather than relaxing or peaceful. Isolation triggered feelings of vulnerability and uncertainty instead. Ancient survival depended heavily upon trusted social relationships. The group represented safety, belonging, and daily survival itself. Today, we experience almost the exact opposite social challenge. We possess unprecedented privacy, yet struggle with widespread loneliness. Ancient humans lacked privacy, but rarely lacked human connection. Ancient humans achieved privacy through agreement rather than physical separation. Timing, distance, and mutual respect created invisible private spaces. People understood boundaries without requiring walls or locked doors. Their understanding of self differed greatly from modern perspectives. Ancient identity was deeply connected to the surrounding community. The tribe shaped purpose, belonging, protection, and daily survival. Being separated from others often felt frightening and dangerous. Modern humans often seek solitude as comfort and relaxation. For ancient humans, solitude frequently meant risk and uncertainty. Thousands of generations lived almost never completely alone. Human history was overwhelmingly communal rather than individualistic. Agriculture slowly introduced physical barriers between people and families. Walls created privacy, but also increased physical separation. Over centuries, homes became larger and increasingly compartmentalized. Separate bedrooms gradually became normal across developed societies. Privacy evolved from luxury into an expected everyday experience. Today, many people spend long periods completely by themselves. Some can even go days without meaningful interaction. Such isolation would seem unimaginable to ancient communities. Humans evolved expecting constant contact with familiar companions nearby. Our brains developed within groups rather than private rooms. Connection was normal, while complete privacy remained extremely rare. Modern life reversed that balance in surprisingly dramatic ways. We gained privacy, but often sacrificed daily social contact. Loneliness has become increasingly common across modern societies. Ancient humans faced dangers, but rarely faced social isolation. Community support surrounded people throughout nearly every waking hour. The feeling of belonging was built directly into survival. Privacy existed mostly as an invisible social understanding. Physical separation became important only much later in history. For nearly 300,000 years, humans shared everything. They shared food, shelter, warmth, stories, and daily life. Being constantly surrounded by others felt completely normal then. The modern expectation of solitude would seem unusual to them. What we call privacy, they might call separation instead. What we call independence, they might call vulnerability. Their world prioritized connection over personal space and isolation. Our world often prioritizes privacy over constant human contact. Neither system is perfect, but both reveal human needs. Humans need both connection and moments of personal space. Ancient humans solved privacy without relying on architecture whatsoever. They used trust, etiquette, timing, and mutual understanding. Invisible boundaries proved surprisingly effective for thousands of generations. Then walls arrived and transformed human relationships forever. The door became one of humanity's most powerful inventions. A closed door suddenly created true physical separation. Eventually, complete solitude became possible for ordinary people too. Humanity gained privacy, but also discovered modern loneliness. For 290,000 years, humans were never alone. Then we invented walls and have been lonely ever since.